Have you heard of Petition 13? If you haven't, where have you been? Because it's probably the biggest piece of anti-use, anti-sustainability, anti-everything tied to animals bill that we have seen. Well, actually, technically we've seen it already, but in another shape and form, in another state. But this one's pretty big because it encompasses a bunch of other things in the state of Oregon. Actually, it's called Initiative Petition 13. And what it is it is a petition to change the Animal Cruelty Act that's already in place in the state of Oregon. So Petition 13 is an Abuse, Neglect, and Assault Modification and Improvement Act. Yeah, I know, it's a lot. And what it's looking to do is remove the current exemptions for what they term abuse, neglect, and assault on animals. So what would happen if it passed? This is what will happen. Most of all of the exemptions that are currently in the Animal Cruelty Act will be taken away. So let me give you an example. Good animal husbandry is baked in as an exemption. So dehorning cattle, branding cattle, the whole animal livestock breeding components, helping with pregnancy, helping with delivery, checking pregnant cows, all of that kind of stuff is baked into the exemptions. IP 13 will remove all of those exemptions, but it will also classify if you do that as a Class C felony. The exemption measure will not stop there. It actually goes to removing protections around hunting, fishing, rodeos, slaughtering of livestock, wildlife management, pest control, you name it. Anything that has to do with interactions with an animal will be affected. So obviously I want to give you the other side of the coin. The people that brought this forward, what are they saying? What about the food supply component? Well, no, they state that there's plenty of food, nuts, fruits, vegetables, grain to feed everyone. And in fact, by removing the animal husbandry components, there'll be actually more opportunities for food. There's even a specific question that asks, would IP 13 make hunting, fishing, and trapping illegal? And this is their response, word for word. If passed, IP 13 will remove any exemptions tied to hunting, fishing, and trapping, meaning that any practice that involves the intentional injury of an animal will be criminalized. You can take that however you want when it comes to hunting, fishing, and trapping. So what's going to happen? Well, there's a little bit of precedence already. Initiative 16 in Colorado, on June 25th, 2021, the state of Colorado voted it down based on it being way too broad from a subject perspective. So there's precedence, and precedence in our favor. So who should be against this? Well, naturally, all farmers, all hunters, all fishermen. That's a big group, right? Why don't we have such a loud voice? Why are we not just completely united on this front? Why are the animal rights organizations having such a much louder voice than we are? I think I know the answer. And that even within the hunting community, we're not united, we're divided. We don't toe the same line. We don't stand arm to arm on the same line. Imagine bringing hunters, fishermen, and farmers all together, all standing on the same line, all saying, we are together. That's what we need to do. That's what needs to happen. So what do we stand to lose? We actually stand to lose everything. If we don't decide to band together, this thing that we love so much, the wildlife that we take care of, the animals that we take care of from a livestock farming perspective, the fish stocks that we take care of, all of it could be gone because these initiatives are not going to go away. They're probably only going to get more frequent in the future. So those of you in the state of Oregon, band together. Hunters, fishermen, farmers, band together. This is just moving through the process. They have to go through all their checkpoints. They have to go through all the signatory requirements now to move it onto the ballot in November of 2022. Yes, it seems like a long time away, but it'll be here before we know it. And if we don't keep our finger on the pulse, it could be disastrous. So if we can do anything to help, obviously we are here. We are here to help. We want to showcase what we do, how we do it. We're storytellers. You need to be storytellers. You need to storytell the context of the thing that you love so much when it comes to hunting, fishing, and animal husbandry. Lastly, I think let's just educate ourselves. Be educated on the topic. Be educated on what it means, what it doesn't mean, what it's saying, what it's not saying. And be able to have intellectual, respectful, fact-driven discussions so that you can put forward a point that is validated and that is correct and truthful. So, we're here to help. Let us know.